Hey everyone, that dude with the beard here with a commentary. Now, do you guys remember the redneck who made a rant about having a retarded child? Yeah, that one wasn't that good. Well, I think I found his cousin, distant cousin, who must also be related to Onision. Now, before I go any further, I just want to tell you about my morbid sense of humor. I saved this under Fatty in my computer. You're about to see why I saved it like that.
So I always find it amusing when overweight people try and give me weight loss advice.
Oh yeah, it is kind of funny out of context, but you should explain why it, is funny. Because it doesn't make any sense in the future of this video.
You're too thin. The carbs make you fat, Harley. Carbohydrates make you fat. I read that in the Woman's Weekly magazine. Carbohydrates make you fat. I've got a big fat ass because I eat a lot of carbohydrates. I've got a big gut. I look like a pregnant man because I eat lots of steamed brown organic rice and I eat a lot of organic bananas and that's why I'm fat and obese. You just gotta laugh. And nothing personal against any overweight people. My mum's obese. I'll still love her. But the reality
is that I find that obesity is funny when it's not happening to me. And thus I find it hilarious when people who are obese actually try and give me advice. I mean, it's not like I come off as a smug bastard half the time.
People are fat for a reason. It's not their fucking genetics. It's not some metabolic syndrome bullshit. It's not... because they're eating steamed brown rice or organic fruit platters or whatever. Like people like to pretend in Australia and the US they get fat from eating brown rice or organic jasmine rice or whatever. They like to pretend, oh, that's...
Okay, first things first. Geneticists and scientists do believe that sometimes obesity can be passed down throughout a lineage. While not directly affecting the individual, it can lead to most of the males, or at least some females, to look similar to their mothers and fathers depending on how their genetics are written. As for the metabolic syndrome, you kinda dropped the ball there, because in reality, that's a real thing. The fact that you just, made it sound like it wasn't real because you don't think it is, it's kind of a smug move. Secondly, what the hell you're talking about with the brown rice?
That's why I'm fat, because I'm really health conscious and I eat lots of starches and I eat I eat steamed potatoes even, no butter, no oil, but I'm obese because of that. It's like, are you fucking serious? Let's just say you can go to every single fat person's house in the US or Australia as a fly. You fly into that...
And you'll see an Australian who's making a crappy rant about how fat people dare to tell him how to lose weight when it's obvious that he is clearly in the right, just by saying he is.
...their house, and you just watch what they eat. And you honestly gonna tell me that they're eating steamed potatoes with a bit of salsa, or having fruit for dinner, or fruit for breakfast, lunch and tea, they're eating 80-10-10 raw vegan style, or McDougall style vegan, high carb, low fat? You honestly telling me that I tell these fat people? You know, like... you...
Wait a second. What you just said was incredibly rude. I mean, don't get me wrong, some people don't follow their diets, but the way you come off is sort of like you are correct no matter what, and that what you just said was completely true. You're not right. You're just making rude-ass comments to prove your point, which really shows that you don't give two shits about anyone else but yourself. Wait a minute. Someone on the internet who doesn't care about anyone but themselves, who's also a health nut. I've heard of this before.
I'll say, wow, you're fat, so you must be best friends with Doug Graham. You're obese, so you must have read all of Dr. McDougall's books. They're like, who's Dr. McDougall? Doug Graham? What? Isn't that too much fruit? So hang on, you don't eat much fruit, but you're still obese. How does that work? Oh, you don't eat brown rice, but you're still obese. How does that work? So I always find that amusing.
You know what I find amusing? A grown-ass man making a video about fat people. It's not a very funny, but at the same time it's downright sickening to see how a man can honestly think that his vegan-like ways are better than everybody else's, simply because he lives a life where he's perfectly fine with himself, but he's not fine with the world around him. He's not fine with the fact that people don't conform to what he believes in. And that, my friends, is what's called pulling an Onision. I can't believe you're doing this, man.
When overweight people try and give you nutritional advice, it's hilarious. It's like, hang on, so carbs are bad, you don't eat much carbs, but you still got a walrus gut. What's up with that? Okay, so fruit's got too much fructose in. Fructose makes you fat, and you don't eat much fruit, but your ass is so big, you could give it a postcode. Oh, low-fat diets make you fat, and the high-carb diets make you fat, so you got to eat high-fat to get slim, but you're so fat, you got breasts on your back. So that's my little rant, because I find it I used to find it frustrating, but now I find it hilarious, because I know what the person's going to say.
You know what I'm noticing? You're generalizing everything. As if these fat people, they don't read, they're stupid, they don't stick to their diet, and they tell you, the skinny guy, how to lose weight. When in reality, maybe they are dieting, and maybe they are losing weight, and they see you, the guy who looks thin, and says, you know what, it's been working for me. I've actually cut down my portions. I've actually stopped eating all this food. I eat at least a quarter of what I used to eat. Sure, it might be hard for me, but at least I'm trying. But for you, all you can do is laugh at them, because they don't look like you and they don't think like you. And that's just wrong.
The overweight person, like my mum or whoever, is going to say, I don't eat too much carbohydrates because they're very fattening. And it's like, what the fuck are you eating? If you're not eating carbohydrates, oh, that's right, you're eating fat. And that's why you're fat, because most of your calories come from fat. And you are what you eat. The fat sheets, the fat you wear. Open up my mum's pantry, open up the freezer, open up the fridge. And I go, wow, all this food in here, mum. This must be for a burglar in case a burglar comes in, breaks their leg, can't escape, and you're away for 2 weeks. They've got some rations to survive on. Oh, that's who eats the steak. That's who eats the...
You know, I'm pretty sure that burglar would die of starvation in your house because he wouldn't eat half the shit you're eating. Oh, and by the way, how the hell can you talk to your mom like this? She's your caregiver, and you're treating her as if that she's some sort of joke. How can people like this video?
Cream. That's who eats the eggs and the dairy and the tuna and the fish and all that stuff, and the olive oil in the cupboard. That's who eats it. You're fat because you eat the brown rice and the fruit, mum. Oh, I don't know. I understand it. So me and my mum, we had this conversation a lot, and it just goes around in circles, and I don't get frustrated.
No, the real reality is that your mother slaps you after the end of this debate, doesn't she?
You want to get fat? Load up on the fat. The fat you eat, the fat you wear. You want to be slim, trim, fit, healthy for life. High carb, low fat, vegan. Fruit's your friend. If you don't like fruit, load up on the starch. Easy as that. Dr. Graham, Dr. McDougall, Dr. Esselstyn, Dr. Neil Bernard. Check out the people. Check out the authors. Take advice on people getting the results you desire. Don't take advice from fat people. If you want to be slim, take...
Guys, if you really want to lose weight, here's the best tip I can give you. Find a diet that works for you. Don't cut out all the foods that you love because this guy says so. You should just do what you find is better for you. If you want to cut down on portions, that's fine. If you want to go outside and walk for half an hour, that's fine. If you want to go to a gym, that's fine too. And if you want to just lose a couple of pounds because you don't feel right, then go ahead. But don't take the advice of this guy and just change everything. Be who you are and don't be what society wants you to be. And that's my meaningful thought of the day. Wow.
Take advice from drug-free, slim people who are living a lifestyle, who are feasting every meal. Take advice from them. Take advice from people getting the results you desire. Judge by results, never by theory. Peace. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Post your comments and questions down below.
There is no way in hell I'm ever going to subscribe to you. Oh, and that's perfectly fine. Just paste everything that you go on to. It's not like you're going to get hate mail or anything for this video. So the video's over. Well, I can honestly say I've never wanted to punch somebody so bad in a YouTube video. You made it sound like the fat people were wrong, when in reality, what if the people were actually envying you, went over to you and tried to give you advice, or tried to ask you about advice, but all you did was laugh at them? You're not proving that you're better than them, you're proving that you're worse. You're proving that you think you're right simply because you believe it so. I'd hate to say this, dude, but you are completely in the wrong. And as for the people who are commenting below the video and saying that all fat people are evil, grow up. You don't deserve to call other people evil just because they dared to be fat. It's just sick and wrong. I'm that dude with the beard saying, we did learn something today. Don't trust vegans.